Imagine two people arguing in a library. One wants the window open for fresh air, but the other wants it closed to keep the wind from blowing his papers. What should they do? Should they leave the window half open, a little bit open, or closed? The librarian listens to both sides and then opens a window in another room. This way fresh air comes in without disturbing the papers. This solution makes the both people happy. Another example is two people wanting to share a cake but can't agree on how to split it fairly. No matter how they cut it, each will think the other got the bigger piece. So what should they do? One person cuts the cake and the other person gets to choose the first piece. This way the person cutting the cake will try to make it as even as possible to avoid getting the smaller piece. One more example involves two kids fighting over an orange. Parents cut the orange in half and give each kid one piece. One kid eats the fruit and throws away the peel, while the other kid needs the peel to bake a cake and throw away the fruit. If the parent had asked why they wanted the orange, both kids could gotten exactly what they wanted, but instead, they each got only half of what they needed. These examples show the negotiation is about finding a solution that makes both sides happy without damaging the relationship. So, how do you do that? How do you find those smart and practical solutions like the ones we just talked about? William Ury and Roger Fisher are the founders of the Harvard Negotiation Project and wrote a book called Getting to Yes. I recently read it and want to share the key lessons with you. The book explains the negotiation isn't about dividing things evenly or trying to win. In fact, if you are focused on who is winning, you have already lost. So, what is negotiation really about? Here is a simple 4-step process that can help you become a great negotiator. Step 1. Focus on interest, not positions. Remember the story about the two people arguing over the window in the library? It shows a common problem in negotiation. People focus too much on their position. Instead of arguing about positions, focus on the interest behind them. Positions are what people say they want, but interests are the real reason why they want it. To find out their interest, simply ask why they want something. Understanding their interest can help you find a solution that satisfies both sides. And don't forget to share your own interest as well, so they understand what's important to you too. Step 2. Use fair standards. Even if you understand each other's interest, disagreement can still happen. For example, you might want to pay lower rent, but your landlord wants higher rent. Instead of arguing, use fair standards to decide what's reasonable. Fair standards are unbiased rules or guidelines, like marketplace or expert opinions, that both sides can agree on. Using these standards helps focus on what's fair, not just what each person wants. Step 3. Create opinions for mutual gain. Remember the story of the kids fighting over the orange? Instead of splitting it in half, they could have found a way for both to get exactly what they needed. In negotiation, try to think of creative solutions that benefit both sides. Start by brainstorming ideas without judging them. Then pick the best options that work for both of you. Difference between people don't have to be a problem. They can actually help you to find a better solution. Step 4. Separate people from the problem. Imagine there is a line down the middle of a person. One side is the person and the other side is the problem. In a negotiation, always focus on the person first and the problem second. Your goal is to be gentle with the person but firm with the problem. Often we are either too soft on both or too hard on both, which can either prevent us from getting what we want or harm the relationship. Be kind to the person, give compliments when you can, and show appreciation for their effort. At every stage, ask yourself, am I considering the person involved enough? People see things from their viewpoint, which can lead to misunderstandings. They might misinterpret what you say or not fully express their own thoughts. You also have your feelings like anger or frustration that can get in the way of reaching an agreement. It's important to manage both their problems and your own. One of the best ways to avoid people's problem is to build a good relationship before the negotiation starts. It's easier to negotiate with someone you know, so arrive early, chat a bit, and stay a little longer afterwards. Get to know their likes and dislikes. These small interactions make future negotiations much smoother. Studies show that simply knowing the other person better can increase your chance of success by 25 to 30%. Okay, you might wonder, what if the other side isn't playing fair? Or what if they are more powerful or attack me personally? Here is how to handle those situations. Dirty tactics. Sometimes people use tricks like lying or pursuing to get their way. If you notice these tricks, call them out directly. For example, say, Joey, it seems like you and Ted are using a good cop bad cop tactic. If you need a break to sort things out, just ask. Pointing out the trick can make it less effective and might even make the other side worried about losing you. But be careful, don't attack the person, focus on the problem instead. For instance, instead of saying, you made me face the sun on purpose, the sun is in my eyes and distracting, can we change the meeting time so I can concentrate better? When they are more powerful, if the other side has more power, don't make it a fight. The best thing you can do is to have a BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement. This means having another option if the negotiation doesn't work out. Imagine walking into a job interview with no other job offers versus having several offers. With more options, you are stronger. Always prepare your BATNA before negotiating. Don't start negotiating without knowing what your alternatives are. Personal attacks. If they attack you personally instead of discussing the problem, it can get tough. You might want to defend yourself, but it doesn't help you. Instead, use negotiation jiu-jitsu, sidestep their attacks. First, try to understand why they want what they are asking for. Ask them, why is this important to you? Second, if they reject everything you suggest, ask them for advice. Say, if you are in my position, what would you do? Third, invite them to criticize your idea. Ask, what do you think is wrong with my idea? This helps keep the focus on solving the problem, not on attacking each other. In summary, becoming a master negotiator isn't about learning a lots of tricks. Just follow these 4 simple steps. Focus on interest, not position. Understand what the other sides really want and share your own needs clearly. Use fair standards. Agree on objective criteria to help make decisions. Invent options for mutual gain. Brainstorm creative solutions that benefit both sides. Separate people from the problem. Address the issue without letting personal feelings affect the negotiation. If the other side use dirty tricks, have your BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement, ready. Call out the trick and stay focused on solving the problem rather than attacking the person. Thank you for watching till the end, and if you haven't watched our previous video, then make sure to watch it and also comment down below which book summary you want to watch next.